Ay, 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 ay. Well, Prayag Gadi has followed. No, I'm not sure if I'm spelling Prayag Gadi right, but there we go. Right, I have been very, very tired. Uh, oh, hello viewer, how are you? So, that one. Oh, Jesus. Nowhere near enough wakefulness in my system. I've been working very, very early all week. And, oh, just like, come on, there we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, so at the minute, this is loading. What's it loading? It's just loading Wickie. Okay, now, I have a couple of plans for what I need to do today. I'm going to take some notes. And yeah, it's late, but I've needed to catch up on my sleep. Oh, I've still got a very sore head. No, this isn't a hangover. So I want to do the radio. Then I'm going to do the lamps. Then I'm going to do the engine room. Then I'm going to do Malin. Then I'm going to do the projector. Then I'm going to do the bed. Oh, hang on. And dinner. Good. Looks like all my shaders haven't finished compiling yet, doesn't it? A lot going on here. There we go. Water. Water, water, water. Okay, so I've got my speed set to 4. That's fine. Now, where I had the radio before was here. This is notes date table up to page 1. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, just make sure it's nothing that needs to be changed. So this radio here. Now then, if you're thinking I'm not talking enough, all you need to do is ask me something and I'll talk to you, incidentally. Right, now this should be the new radio. What the heck is it? Video, 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 video. Here we are, BP large radio is in completely the wrong area, because of course it is. God, I'm an idiot. Right. My storage of things is not optimal, to be quite honest, viewer. is. First things first, let's put it into the scene and see how it looks. Okay, let's put that there. Now, radio. We'll look at what this thing was picking up, shall I? Which was gondola station Q file. So gondola station, turn it on. Okay, so see how it looks. To lack ease of troublemaker. Okay, so it's kind of working. Now I need to work on its volume and stuff. So turn it off. Okay, do it again. Interestingly, even though it's not playing, it is still technically playing because it's putting the subtitles. I might just put those into a dialogue element. We'll see. Okay, so with the radio, I think that's going to need more work. And while that is taking place, oh, hello John, how are you? Sorry about that, John. You mean these ones? These are literally just a polygon with some textures applied to them now, you know? Hang on a sec. Boopity boopity boop, here we go. There you go. It's just a factory unit. And then obviously it's been spun around to make it fit for purpose. This was just using walls and things before. The texture in itself, probably just Quixel, to be honest. I'd do something like this with Quixel. It's like anything else, it's just a case of, like, you know, the longer you spend on something practicing, the better it's going to come out. Oh. Hello Lady Cake Pops, what an absolute delight to have you here. Right, I'm going to get rid of this Sun Life cover letter, because no one wants one of those. I have some laundry and detergent tablets, and then I have some... oh shit, someone's going to be excited. Okay, so I'll put those over there. I'll get back on with my work. You want to see the UV layout? Yeah, of course. Hold on a sec. But then I've got to get back to work, okay? Because this isn't really a tutorial, so just to let you know. UV channel 0. There you go. So there's UV channel 0, okay? And then there's UV channel 1. Pretty well packed, actually. UV channel 0 was probably used for the lighting stuff, while UV channel 1 is more likely used for the other one. How are you doing, Lady Cake Pops, my love? I hope you are doing well. Oh, it's lovely to see you in the stream. Are you doing some inking today? There we go. Lady Cake Pops is very much a traditional artist and is also the person responsible for the artwork on our sailors fighting on the dance floor here. Anyway, let's get back to the work. So, very good art, by the way, way better than I can do. Okay, I've left some books around, that's cool. Let's see, so the next thing I need to do is go and look at the radios. If you're eating cornflakes deciding what to draw, that should give you the inspiration you need to make a cornflake monster. A cornflake elemental. Hey, you're welcome, John, you're welcome. Right, now, let me see, where is my... You see, I'm trying to get my brain in order because I'm still really, really tired. So, I'm going to go to my lamps, which means, away I go. Okay, now, I need to find my lamp. Whoa, you bugger. I want to keep a few of them knocking around. This is probably going to be boring as shit for most people, by the way. Like, really dull. However, I have improved my latency at least, so if you're listening to this, you're actually listening to me in a fairly recent manner. Ah, there's my old chum James. Okay, so here's what I'm interested in. Now these, you see these are my lamps. Now, when you turn on the power to the island, okay, what I'm thinking is, oh my god, yes, a roller coaster would be so cool, by the way. And yes, I can add one. I've got all the functionality actually for a roller coaster. What I'm thinking of doing is just taking away this lamp and putting in a light bulb. It's just a case of kind of making sure that it's not going to look like poo. So, let's have a look. I mean, here's our oil based. I just don't want to combine them with anything that's going to make them look like really silly, you know. No, I do have an idea. You see, this is it. You're not going to get, like, you know, solid, oh man, Chris is on the ball lessons here. You're going to get me muttering and talking absolute garbage, sorry. Oh, good. Now, I think I know what I'm going to do with this, and it's going to be a little bit weird, but it'll be cool. Also, if I'm getting messaged out of nowhere, that always makes me a little bit, you know, skeptical. Right, so I'm going to use, oh god, my head. Didn't help that I kind of drove my head into the corner of a cupboard the other day, so I'm considerably stupider than I was the other day. Well, Right, sorry about this if my thing. Hey, Ocknod, how you doing, man? Grats, by the way, a little boy, another little Ocknod. That's going to be fantastic. I'm so pleased for you, man. And Crystal looks so happy, you know? I hope this is exactly what you want, what you're looking forward to, because I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Man, that is so cool. I remember, like, when we discovered, like, they weren't allowed to tell you whether you were having a boy or a girl in the UK. And then, so what the nurses would do is they kind of sneakily hold the scanner in a certain point, and they go, my goodness, what does that look like? Which is absolutely cool. Oh, I bet she's going nuts. You'll have all the paint out now for your nursery as well, which is cool. Yeah, it helps if you've got a cool nurse. Our nurse with my oldest son, she was kind of holding the scanner deliberately over a certain area, and she like had a little pen thing, and she wrote on the screen, testicles. that's how we were able to work it out, which was really, really cool. So that was the first part we saw of our son Thorn. I think my daughter's listening into the stream as well, so hopefully she finds that pretty funny. I mean, I think we knew pretty much we were getting a daughter in the first pass as well, so. But with the second, we weren't entirely sure. Right, now, let's have a look at this damned valve here. Okay, tube variation 2, socket variation. That one. This is true. You have heard well worse, haven't you? Sorry, Lady Cake Pops. Now, I'm going to age this metal a bit. I do love working with blueprints. I've just heard from a colleague of mine, well, an old friend of mine, not a colleague really, an old friend of mine, and, well, exciting news could be kind of the, well, you know, it's exciting news, let's just say. And I am very, very, very excited to hear what's going to be happening with that. So as soon as I hear or know about anything, I will let you know. Because, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Okay, now I'm going to put some shields on this. There we go, that should do it. Now the idea is, okay, that as you may or may not know with the game, you spend some of your time in the first episode or first day turning on the power. And turning on the power has had very little effect at the minute. Yes, I'm taking you to Disney at nearly 30. Actually, I tell you what, no word of a lie, Tabitha. The, if the wiki, you know, does okay, I will gladly take us on, you know, a trip to Euro Disney, because fuck yeah, I want to go to Euro Disney. Cheers, Manok. Well, to put it in context, because there's not too many people in the channel anyway, but yeah, it's just an introduction between a representative of a company and myself regarding what I'm working on. Now, I don't know what it's about, so I'm not going to start talking about it too much, but, you know, it sounds pretty flipping cool. Hey, how's it going, new person whose name I can't... Oh, it's Lady Cake Pops. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Exactly, that is exciting, you know, real exciting. Now, last week I got an email from, exactly, Tabitha. Hang on a second, Doc, I'll just quickly fire you over a private. There we go. Yeah, I just sent you a quick PM on Messenger about what it's about, because obviously it's not the kind of thing I'll talk about in pubby land or whatever it is. I don't know if you still use the old... oh, you do. There you go. Right, anyway. Yeah, exactly. So I'll see if anything comes of that. I'm not going to hold my breath because corporate culture, but, you know, I actually have dealt very briefly with that company in the past. Yeah, only us old bastards use fucking Facebook. It's not just for, you know, political discourse. There we go. Okay, so I've got this now up here. That looks like it's okay. I'll probably have to run a couple of cables up to it. Now, let me see if I can work on this glow a bit. I don't know if it's doing much. Well, exactly that. Meeting new people is always good. And to be honest, it's a nice sign that, you know, someone wants to take you seriously and actually talk to you, if nothing else. Okay, there we go. So there's that. Now, what I need to do next is I'm going to put a light in this. So that component, here's a vacuum tube. It'd be really good if I could have these inside groups, you know, like folders and things. Hopefully they'll add that eventually. So I need a point light. There we go. You can in Unity? Oh well, that's typical. There's probably a plugin I can get, to be honest, that will do the same thing. My problem is that I'm just so damn disorganised with this thing, you know. It's, well, not disorganised, it's just... I've never worked on a game project that's been this large, let's be honest. And part of the problems I have is that, you know, as you develop more and more stuff, you get less and less... Well, the organisation gets more and more chaotic. So... there. Perfect. Right, so now I've got a nice unified light source coming out of this. I mean, I didn't expect the wiki to get this big. I've worked on, you know, several game projects that have petered out to nothing. I've worked on, you know, all sorts of things. Yeah, exactly. You just end up with stuff everywhere. I found the old 3D Palace database dump the other day. That was weird. From 2009? That was so strange finding it. Right. So compile and save. Right, so if I move this over here, just so I can have a look and make sure this is working. There we are. Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, do you remember the old sponsor member system you wrote for Palace back in about 2006 or 7 to create the queue that everyone hated? God, that was so fun. Everyone despised that queue, but it was the only way that, like, I could get enough bandwidth. Because bandwidth is so expensive. Here we are. Source rate is 5. Use temperature? No. Oh my God, the watermarking system was a nightmare. That was specific as well for one of the tutorials, and I can't even remember which one. It was just... oh shit, yeah. People hate anything new and anything that, like, you know, takes away their libertarianness or whatever the hell they call it. Hello there, my friend. How are you? Sorry, I can't see your name very well. Is it Chris? Yep. Hello, Chris. How are you? Sorry. I get a tiny little bit of notification on who's speaking, and then I've got to kind of go, oh, hello. There we are, Chris Bin. Nice name. The Chris part, certainly. Okay, so let's have a look. I've got my light working here. So, now then, I've got 2 lights in this system. As you can see, I've got my point light here and my point light here. So, this will be point light electric. Look at me being organised. And point, light, oil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, damn, I'm really excited about what's going on as well with that bloomin' contact. What I'm going to do is go to the construction script first. Okay, so construction script, we've got the emitter, we've got visibility, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here that I probably don't need, but I'll live. So let's see, under utilities. Let's add a new variable. Electric is on. And what I'm going to do is, with my electric is on, that needs to be a boolean. Hey, your name's fantastic, Chris. My name's Chris, so you know, anyone with the name Chris, in my opinion, is a good person. Unless you're a Nazi war criminal, in which case I may have to take a step back. But as long as you're not a 1938 Nazi war criminal called Chris, we're fine. Right, so get is the electric on. Could be. Okay, so with that, I'm going to feed it into a branch, which is the equivalent of an if statement. Okay, so with my branch, I'm going to read the value of is my electric on, and I'm going to, if it is on, point light electric. If it isn't on, point light oil. Okay, now what I need to do is set both of these values to pretty much nothing. So intensity 0, and point light electric, intensity 0. Cool. Now, okay, so if it's true, I'm going to set the brightness of point light electric. So, point light electric, set intensity of point light electric. Thing. Set intensity. There we are. And then make a duplicate of this. Set intensity. And link this one to here. Now I've got to do two operations, not one if you think about it, because we need to reset it if it's been set. So let's just duplicate these again. And do a crisscross. There is a female character actually, LCP. The female character does need development, and I would like to talk to you about this. There's actually going to be 2 female characters. Now, they don't appear till a little bit later in the game, in actual person, probably about day 6. So there is a little bit of time to talk about this. Did you find why I can't turn left? Are you playing the demo at the minute, Chris, or are you playing a beta release? This is true, Ock. Well, to be fair, Ock, it's to drive the story, because, what do you call it, the main character, the main protagonist, sorry, Malin, needs a backstory, and he needs a kind of a drive for the reason he's doing stuff. So, I'm going to, nice. Yeah, basically I'm going to have the backstory of Malin himself, which needs a female, and you can tell LCP there is my oldest daughter, can't you? Oh, she is on fire, that girl. The demo from Steam. Okay, well, the demo from Steam is mondo broken, but thanks for watching it, Chris. Now, I'm looking to replace that as soon as possible. I'm actually making a couple of versions of that demo, and I intend, ideally, to have a new version coming out as soon as possible. The problem is with that demo, I only had 2 weeks to create it from the stuff I was working on. This isn't an excuse, this is just literally what had happened. And basically the demo's okay, but it's also a bit shit. So I will, I promise you, release an updated version of the demo. The hardest part for me is that basically I wanted to release day one as the demo, and day one has so much goddamn content that I was a little bit concerned that people might go, oh well, that's all I need. So what I'm doing is I'm going to basically strip down day one a bit, put a little bit less of the content from day one in, and release that as an entire demo rather than what we have. And it'll raise the size of the file itself by about 4 or 5 gigs, but in turn, you know, you'll get a much better experience, a much better experience. So fingers almost assuredly crossed, Chris. But you know, the best thing to do, because I am very busy basically, and I'm constantly overwhelmed by how much like crap's going on in my head all the time to get this stuff done, just drop into the Discord and shout, hey Chris, you big shithead, where's my goddamn new demo? And I'll go, oh no, and I'll like put it out, you know. So, you know, just come onto the Discord and, you know, verbally abuse me, and that's how you get a dev to get their game done. We've seen it on the internet before. This is how it works. So, no, don't be patient. Be impatient. You know, I've got to get used to impatient game players, because you guys are my beloved audience, who I love. And so I have to, you know, tailor what I'm doing to you dudes and dudettes. Right, so I've set the lighting value. The electric's a little bit more intense than the other one, so compile and save. Now, at the minute, there's nothing in my electric branch, so... Exactly. The more you shout and act abusively to us, the better a job you're going to get done. I can't help but feel. Right, let me have a look up here. So, default fire light intensity, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I didn't make the bloody variable public. God damn. Electric is on. There we go. Compile and save. There we go. Actually, I'm quite looking forward to the point where I'm going to have like forums full of people complaining about like my stuff not working properly. Because when I get to that point, at least it means people are playing it. Electric is on. Let's try that. Oh yeah, there we go. So we can now switch between the two lighting states and set it to the diode at the top. So I'm pleased about that. Okay, so by doing that as well, that means that I can now switch it in real time while the game's playing. So when the power goes on, and you're all like, "Hoo-dee-doo-dee-doo," I don't know what he means. But when the power goes on, it means that I can change all of these lamps now to a different way of acting. So if I come up here, I hope that I can get anyone to complain nearly as much as you do, LCP, because you are a born professional. Okay, so I'm at the generator puzzle. Open loop in editor. Oh shit, there we go. Okay, so I'm separating these out. Now if you're extremely unlucky, I'll tell you some of my poetry too. No, I'll make this a 4 screen. It would be nice if you could stream in 4K on Twitch, to be fair, but we can't, so TS. Okay, so there's my outdoor lamp. And then, I don't know why that's so funny. Okay, so set WS2 in game mode to show that you turned on the generator. Brilliant, that's all I needed to know, was that WS2 gets set. And you're like, what does that mean? What this means is when the when the generator's turned on, it's going to cast to WS2 in the game mode here, okay? And when that happens, my game mode, which is basically saved no matter which level I'm in, is going to be marked as WS2, which means all the lamps will know the power is on. So WS2 is going to set power on, power off. So, because I've already got the functionality for that, yay me, that was very, very gay. I will get that fixed up, I suppose. Yeah, WS2. So, all I need for this is to cast to my game mode in my event graph, which I will do as a timed action. Now, do I have... Let me see. Yep. Outdoor lamp. It's running from an event tick just here. Now, we don't need this fuel warning because I'm not likely to use it, so I'm going to get rid of that. There's nothing coming out of the branch, so I don't really care. Does fuel run out? Doesn't matter. Fuel levels unimportant. This is all stuff from when I thought you'd have to kind of run around the island refueling the oil lamps, and frankly, you know, wouldn't that be horrible? So, okay, so event tick. Firstly, let's run a delay on this, and the delay is going to be quite high. Okay, we don't need it to do this very much. So we'll put a delay on this, and for the delay itself, we're going to have a float value. So I can do a random float. There we go, in range. So the minimum range for my random float is going to be between 1 and, let's say, 3. Okay, so this means that what it's doing is it's checking it. I don't know why I'm explaining to this, because none of you guys are going to be doing this anyway, but you know. What it's doing is it's going to basically take the minimum and maximum, somewhere in between that. Every time it does a tick, it's going to read and look for the value of WS2. Okay, so what's it going to do on this delay? Let's read the value. I'm just going to move this up and out of the way. It must be fascinating, by the way, for Opnod, because he gets to see some truly appalling code going on. Okay, so with this delay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast to my horror game mode, so BP horror game mode here. Now I need to make sure that's the correct one, it should be. And as that, let's just check that we can read the value of WS. Get WS2, there it is. Right, now, this isn't code, this is me playing, dude. I'm well aware of this, you know, if they didn't make this visual, I wouldn't stand a chance. You know what I'm like I'm like a pure 3D artist. Touching things like this just scares me. If this was pure C++, I wouldn't be doing it. It's like Babby's first steps. I can do a hello world, but I'll probably get the compilation wrong. Okay, so we're casting to BP horror game mode. We're getting the value of WS2. With WS2, doop-de-doop-de-doop, we're going to read the value of... God, what am I doing? My brain stopped working there. Oh yeah, that's right. With WS2, we're going to feed this into a branch, sorry. So this has got a condition yes or no. Right, so if WS2 is true, then I'll just nip over here and grab that. That'd be good. You know, I think it's something that probably should be very good at. I think Faye's actually done quite a bit of coding in her earlier days. So, right, WS2. If it's true, we're going to turn on the electric. So let's go there. And if it's false, we're going to turn off the electric. There we go. And we're going to leave it live. That way, the power can go out if we so need it. Okay, so compile. Oh, we've got an error because I didn't set what my object was when I cast. Oh, Chris, you didn't set that. So, in here, I want my game mode. Oh God, I've forgotten how to bloody do this because I'm so tired still. Let's have a look. I've got a copy of my function somewhere else. Everyone's watching me and they're like, oh, look at him, he doesn't know how to code anymore, he's an idiot. Cast to be heard. So I'm going to get my game mode. There we are. There's my current game mode, which I'm feeding it there. Oh, it's tempting, but that means I've got to stand up. Because I've been to the dentist, and I'm sure Ocknod sympathises heavily on this one. Because I've been to the dentist and they've taken out my front crown to replace it and put a temporary one in, all the front of my face is still sensitive. So, there we go. Okay, so I've got my functionality here. This is the function node chart. Yeah, I remember you had horrible trouble with the dentist in the past, my dude. Hopefully everything's okay for you now. Okay, so this is turn the lamp to elect. Turns the lamp to electric automatically. Compile the save. Oh, I've got an absolute shed load of that milk you can drink in Tabitha. So, also decaf. Decaf's fantastic if you can't drink proper coffee. Because unfortunately, Tabitha, sorry, LCP there can't drink proper coffee because of a medical condition there. Well, caffeine. Does that mean you can't drink Coca-Cola? That's we'll have to find out about that. Okay, so let's close this down because this is now working. And up here, ER lights 1, 2, and 3. Let's open these up as well. No, these are just lamps. These are just point lights. Okay, so I think I'm going to adjust these as well. So let's go to my. It probably is. You should check though. The dietitian will give you a list of what you can and can't have done. Okay, so I'm going to get my blueprints. And let me have a look. Where the bloody hell am I doing? I've forgotten. Lamp, isn't it? Shit. Look at that. Wow. I really am stupid ass. Okay, let's put it here. Okay, FPS game. Blueprints. My blueprints. Lamp. There it is. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so inside of here as well, what I'm going to do is convert this to a light bulb. It does what it's supposed to do or whatever. Now then, let's just turn the lighting off. There it is. Now what's this? This is already a lamp. So I think I'm going to use this. I don't know why I've not used this in the first place, so let's get rid of that. I don't know what that meant, so I'll just put that back. Right. Is this being referenced for anything? How weird. See, this is how I game dev. I look at all the shit that I've been working on and I go, why did I do it that way? That seems very unpractical. And then I cry a bit. Okay, so I'm going to create a blueprint from this selection. Let's just put it in the indoor lamps. So, new folder, indoor lamp. Okay, indoor lamps. Okay, add edit script. Now I'll go on the right one, and I'm going to call this BP I before E except after C. Oh, hang on. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Could I quickly pop it in the stream? I'm going to pop it in the stream anyway, because I'm mean. Oh, look at that little beauty there. Damn, girl. LCP is incredibly talented. Went to university as, I'm talking about, you know, tough shit, but dads are allowed to talk about their kids, as Ocknod's going to discover. Oh, Christ, man. Right then, where was I? Right, back to this. It's not Garbo. God. You see this, okay? This is what I'm talking about, Onknod. What we need is, we need the American attitude in Britain more, okay? Which is like, woo, yeah, look at my shit. My shit's fucking amazing. I mean, you know, LCP there's been doing like concept art and like really good art now for like years. And still goes, oh, it's just a doodle, it's garbage. Fuck's sakes. If I could draw like that, I'd be delighted. Right, anyway, BP seal ink. Oh no, wasn't in the focused. There we go. Sealing, there we go. So this is going to start with the static mesh actor and build on it. Pop, there we go. Okay, now these things. I'm pretty sure are referred to probably in something like the level blueprint. So I better check. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's part of the occupation. You basically, you know, you're an artist now, so you're going to be neurotic and sad. Sorry guys, that's the way it goes. Okay, so here's, oh my god. Ah, so much stuff in here that thankfully I've labelled. But I know that there is a function happening on these lights. But I can't remember what it is, which is a little concerning. Unless it's inside of the actual blueprint itself. Oh. Right, so now I need to just find out if it's the actual puzzle itself, trying to call the lamps, because this contains some very old code from over, I said code, Ock. It's not code really, is it? It contains some very old nodes, there you go, I'll call it node, from a while ago. Right, there we are, so I set that in game mode, turns off and controls the lights for each loop. Lights to activate. Right, so it's got the lights to activate in here. That's what this is. So, I don't think I need that anymore. I'm just going to turn it off. And instead, I'm just going to run this node into here. It's code in the same way that, you know, hentai is porn, I suppose. Ooh, that was a pretty good analogy, wasn't it? Right, save. Right, compile, save. Okay, so I've taken out that loop now. So this means that these lights to activate shouldn't be needed. I better get rid of the logic that reads that as well. Yeah, the logic is exactly what counts, dude. Okay, let's see. So lights to activate. Get rid of that and that. There we go. I find it a lot easier having everything modular, and that way I can just run it from there. Makes things a lot easier for me. So I'll have one modular code now that's inside the blueprint I need, accessing another one that will be calling for stats and things and blah 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 blah. You get the point. Okay, blah 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 blah. There, let's have a look at this. Bring this down to here. And intensity less. Source radius 12. No. 20. Yes. Okay, just so the source radius is outside of the bounds here. The attenuation radius is probably a bit high because I want dim. So let me see, my attenuation is 1000, let's make that 750, there we are. I can tweak all this if I need to, but at the minute I just want to get it working, so compile and save. Okay, now, inside of the event graph, there we go. Again, I'm going to use a tick, and I'm going to use a random on this as well, so delay. There we go. Now, we want a random float from range. If I can have a spell float. There we go. And we'll give that again a minimum of 1 second and a maximum this time of 4 seconds. Okay. Now, if we come over here, what we'll do is read the value. So it's going to read by casting to. Cast to BP horror game mode. Because that's what we're using. I'll just check that is correct actually, because I get paranoid. Yep, that's the one. Okay, so that's relief. Thought I was going mad there. Okay, so in here I'm going to get my game mode. And you guys are all like, oh Christ, this is boring. If it's any consolation, I have to do a run through of my game in a minute, okay? So, simply because I need to make sure the lights turn on properly. Okay, I'm not really that interested in what the radio is up to, but I need to make sure these lights are going to work. So, cast to BP horror game mode, blah 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 blah. I've checked that as BP horror game mode. We're going to get working storage 2, which is again a throwback to when I used to be a coder. You know what I'm going to do, LCP? I am going to make that room, but I'm going to make it a hidden room that you can only unlock with some sort of terrible trauma, okay? But, and this is a big but, in that room I will put an AI-controlled fluffy cat that people can pat. Okay, because I've been thinking of putting some AI in for like an island cat, so I will put it in that room. But it will be a very sarcastic room. It'll have pictures of snowflakes on the wall and stuff. It'll be like, you know, really quite entertaining. Right then, maybe pink as well. Pink and like baby blues. Actually, could you make pink paint back then? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. Okay, so we've got target WS2. So what I need to do now is, if this is on, his beloved tentacle kitty branch. There we go. So we're going to read the value of this branch. And if the branch is true, then this point light is going to be on. Bing. So here's point light. And the minute point light has its intensity set to nothing. But if the power is on, I'll set the intensity of my light to be at 2500, and if it's not, I'll set the intensity to be at Sweet Fanny Adams. Ocknod, you'll know this one. Fanny Adams, is that an American character? Because we get references over here to Sweet Fanny Adams, and Fanny as a name isn't one that's used over here that much anymore, so I was just kind of curious. Because you know a little bit about your American history and stuff, because you're from the part that's got quite an old history. Damn, son, that is some good decaffeinated Coca-Cola. Ugh. Okay, so down here in the variables, I'm going to call this light. Yeah, weird one, that one. Intensity. I mean, we get all sorts of strange phrases, obviously because of, like, you know, the UK being really old and full of terrible ideas most of the time. So, I just wasn't sure if that was one you'd heard before. I mean, loads of our phrases are, like, completely mad and make no sense over here. It's just like the word fanny over here means something completely different to the American version, which is why we find it hilarious when, like, you know, people talk about, you know, talking about their fanny and stuff. We just laugh and laugh and laugh. In fact, it's making me laugh now just thinking about it, which is tragic and sad. So there you go. Jesus, what am I doing? Right, light intensity. Yeah, I'm glad. Jesus. Right, category, light controls. There we go. So that's inside my light controls. Now, I'll need a switch just to override this. Actually, no, I won't, because there's no reason for me to override this. Really? Oh my god, that's sad. I've got moderation settings on my channel. When did that happen? That's okay, Ock. I'll imagine you said something absolutely flippin' hilarious. Right then. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, cigarettes. Christ. Well, you know. Terrible influence. Yeah, well, oh, I know what you were saying. You were using the term fags, which we still use over here, by the way. Yeah, well, it's also, you know, in the UK we have the term for burning wood. Small burnable pieces of wood that you use to easily light a fire are called faggots. So I'm not sure how that got brought across to be used for, like, you know, negative gay slang, but go figure. Okay, so I've got my light intensity here. I've set my light intensity up there. There, that's all fine. Okay. Sort of. It's like, imagine you've got a piece of old kind of thick cardboardy paper. Basically, you're rolling it into a tube and then scrunching it. And that is basically, you know, a faggot. They also, wood faggots, which are like the roughest quality wood you can get, that catches fire really, really easily. You know, like really flaky wood, really, really dry, flaky, small pieces. That would be a faggot as well. It's a weird conversation, this one, but yeah. Regarding other slur terms, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, because what you'd do is you'd have a pile of faggots, and basically you'd throw them into your fire and put them on the bottom. And it would obviously catch really easily and light the fire really well. Also, there's another item which you may not have seen. Yeah, that's the one. Pork faggots. That's another one. Now, I don't know if you have those over there in the US of A, but McBrain's pork faggots are made out of minced offcuts and offal. And hang on a second, I still can't believe we actually like make these, but there you go. There is Mr. Brain's delicious faggots, and don't they look tasty? Yum, yum, yum. Now, I will tell you this, having eaten pork faggots, they taste like fucking shit, quite frankly. They are not nice. However, every so often I'll buy them just so I can laugh at the packaging. So there you go. Because I think that's the only reason anyone in Great Britain buys pork faggots, is just to laugh at the McBrain's faggots packet. Which again is nothing to do with a racial slur, although, you know, the term is used in the UK as a racial slur now as well, so go figure. Life's weird sometimes. They're very similar actually. They could be what you guys have as pork meatloaf. It's just they're presented as very small, kind of testicle sized, what do you call it, pork ball things. Okay, now I know for a fact that if I have the ship come in down here, it's not going to work properly. So I need something over here to make it work, because I've got all my lamp puzzles now actually working, which is bizarre. Kids can be dumb, although to be honest, you know, never underestimate it. Tabitha, armed with her backpack full of faggots and flippin', what do you call it? Pork faggots and wooden faggots, throwing them like weapons. Christ almighty. There's a few British terms left that still make no sense that we get called on. It's like people who live in the town of Scunthorpe. For a long time they couldn't actually put their address up on anything, because the word filters would automatically pick it up and tell them they didn't live there. There's the name of the place. Now, see if you can spot why all the word filters wouldn't let that be used. I'll leave it to your imagination. While I'm doing that, I need to find my level sequence. There's one. Okay, this one looks like it's fine. So the bigger boat. Toot toot, there it is. Wham! Here I am. Okay, so autoplay, yes. Loop, don't loop. Pause at end, yes. So, hooray! Okay then, so this is super secret getting to the island method. Okay, on our bigger boat, which is intersected with the wall, because of course it's intersected with the bloody wall. So what I'm going to do here is, God, this is awkward. I'm going to drag these three, delete them. So that means the boat should now be there. Welcome to Scunthorpe. You can never say the name in pleasant company. Where are you from? I'm from Scunthorpe. Uh-huh. Good on you, little Mickey. I love you. Okay. I live in Scunthorpe. I don't even know where that is. Because of course, Great Britain, silly names. We actually have a selection of silly British names. I am very attached. I'm going to be saying the word Scunthorpe over and over and over again now for a long time, I'm afraid. Come to Scunthorpe. We've got sausages. You can buy faggots from our butchers. Love you. I'll be doing Johnny Vegas impressions in just a minute as well, so do bear with. Okay, so that looks fine. So now this will come in with this kind of sideways kind of thingy here. Great. Okay, so now all I need to do is dock. Jinkies, that's the correct term I think you'll find there, Tabitha. Jinkies. Jinkies! Funny enough, actually, I was at there we go. I can't even remember what I was going to say now, but I was there, and it was good. So, okay, so as long as you don't fall in the sea and die, you should be fine to get off here, if you want to. Save current. Your texture stream and pool's too large. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. Now then, I could do with a ramp coming up here. So, wooden ramps win on this one, I think, because I want to use wood. So, I need to make sure that I'm in the correct area, which is key. Okay, because of the way the streaming volumes work. Now, content, assets. Okay, I need to go to. I bought one over actually from Megascans, so that'll be good. 3D assets. A bit of static mesh. Can't believe there's still people in the channel watching this. What are you, masochists? You won't learn anything here except weird British pronunciation of the word for delicious meat treat. It's not even delicious, so there you go. The ladder, that could be fun, but also I don't think it's a good idea. Right, you. No. Part of the fun of what I do is kind of looking for the right asset at the right time. And of course, they're all really, really tiny while I'm viewing them. Also, LCP, it could be considerably worse. Oh yeah, what happened? Oh, PAR get cancelled. And then Dad got the call from the important person he was looking forward to hearing from. I heard all about what you said about those Yorkshire faggots. Oh no. Thing is, without any context, you know, this is like probably not a great thing. In context, though, this is the kind of thing that people just sit and chuckle about for hours on end. So, you know, Jesus. Right, this is all I need to make this work, okay? Because this is the basically the cornerstone for me of how I do anything in 3D. Is basically having some basic shapes to work from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these to build myself a wee platform, okay? So at the minute these are a little bit small. So if I go to my transforms, there we go. I can start making this a little bit better. Okay, I think 85 degrees is okay for the lineup on that. Let me just check. Actually, no, it's 90. Wasn't sure if it was in the right angle or not. It's a little bit off, but it will do. Okay, so I am going to make a beautiful and elaborate staircase using this that would grace any family home and make everyone proud. There's one. Hinges to unlit. I mean, I could create this as a... oh, what's it called? Well, I can't remember, but you know what I mean. I could create this as a blueprint, but I'm not going to, because that would be too pro. So what I'm going to do instead is create it just as a selection of assets and make a staircase. And by doing that, I can get it to look nice and rough, because I prefer things to be hewn, given the opportunity. Now, at the minute, these are going to be real uniform. You can see here the wood is uniform. Everything about this is uniform and crap. So I will be making this non-uniform as soon as I possibly can. Also, I think when it comes to Christmas time, I'll have to send my friend Ocknod there a big book of British town names, because, you know, I'm pretty sure Ocknod will find that hysterical. Right, so the trick is, I can change these, but if I change them uniformly, that's just as bad. So these have to be changed non-uniformly. Okay, so if they're non-uniform like this, so you can see I've rotated one, then I rotated two, then I've rotated one again, then the pattern's nice and non-uniform, and I can get away with it. Okay, now these. Put that there. And because this is not lined up exactly the way I wanted it, because they never are, it means I've got a little bit of stuff to do. There we go. But once it's done, it's done. Now here, because this is a lower jetty, there we are. And the good thing is that if I'm making it using this, this is just one draw call, this is just one object, one material, you know. Because of the way the game engines work now, I can, you know, totally reuse this as much as I want. And I'm not really going to have much intensity going on. And as I've used this asset like a lot, like a big lot, I don't really, you know, concern myself too much because, there we go, it's already loaded into the scene. So using it again and again and again to me is not going to make a difference. Okay, so I'll put that there and there. And these are here just really to reinforce the idea that it's got some strength to it, even though obviously it doesn't because it's non-tangible 3D. Okay, this is like the whole idea is this is just obviously being made out of some crates or something. Hello Thorn, how are you? I heard a fart come from the kitchen, so I shall assume he is absolutely fine. Okay, there we go. Now, if I stick lit on, what I'll do is I'll sort that out like real soon, LCP. Let me just have a look at the things. We may have to use the bus, but if we do, we'll go at a very, very quiet time.
Streaming.
Hey, dude, I'm just streaming at the minute. How are you?
Tired.
No.
I've got one kind of coke left at the moment.
I'm good, thank you. I've drank the one that you gave me, and it was good.
I want to make that box up, do I need glue?
No problem. We'll go into town probably at, if you're up, 2 o'clock, yeah?
Oh, I'll be up, I'm sure.
Well done, by the way, because you managed to turn your sleeping pattern around again, which is never easy.
Well, I'll probably nap, but that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just finding some information on when you're going back to the Centre for Life. Let me have a look. Okay. What's up? No problem. All my viewers are dropping off now because this isn't anywhere near as exciting. Right, Thursday, that's the Arniston Centre. Friday's Peterlee. Oh, and Durham. Oh, today's Friday, isn't it? Right, Saturday, Durham. Right, here it is. So, the Arniston Centre. Okay, listen, LCP. If you'd like, tomorrow I'll take you and your brother down to the Arniston to get your second jab. So, just let me know if that's cool or not in the thing. If we can get a lift down, you know, and I can bribe Faye, then groovy. If not, then I'll take you down on the X15. I mean, I'm sure I can slip like a few quid notes to Faye if Faye can do it. Okay, now this I despise and hate, I've decided, because it's far too thick and chunky. So let's get rid of these. It looks like something I would build. Okay. See, that kind of works better, but then we've got these bloody hoverings, which I don't want. I do not want hovers. I think I know what I can do. I'll use planks. Okay, so let's see if it looks better with this thinner wood applied. Because really all we need is a way to kind of seal this so that it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to, even if it isn't. Okay, that works. I'm just going to change this to unlit again. Most of the time, you know, you've got to think to yourself, well, would you use that much wood? Especially on an island where there is a shortage of wood, because trees don't grow. On most of the islands of the Hebrides, they don't grow at all, because, you know, too much salt air. A little bit of history for you there. A lot of what I do still reminds me of the way I used to model stuff in 3D, back when like I did 3D Studio Max a lot, and made tutorials. Thanks, Darn. It makes a big difference if you change things down to make them into planks. As you can see, it makes the drive look a lot better. I get very caught up on details that people won't even see most of the time, as you know, so it's my own fault, really. Okay. Now, I need to find the nail. Nails, 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 nails. Units. Here we go, there's a nail. So now what I can do is make sure the nail's set up correctly and just use that to hold the wood together. Which, yes, I could use a texture for that, but I'm not going to. There we go, there's a nail. Now I'm going to increase the size of it a bit. You know what they say? Got to use big nails. Okay. One, two, grab them both. Yeah, they're not hanging over the edge, so that's fine. Do them down here. And the whole point is we just want this to look like it's being held together with fucking great big nails. Okay, so just in case you're wondering, it's all about the nails. I wonder if that's the scrap now that finally turned up. The good thing about using these is as well that by doing this we're breaking up the pattern of the wood an awful lot, as you can see, because there we go. That just needs to be a bit over, because by doing this, you know, the fact that we've got a lot of repeating wood patterns isn't so apparent. I used to do this a lot when I was doing high polygonal modelling, which probably Ock remembers, because to be honest, back then a lot of the reason was I just didn't know how to texture. Or I knew how to texture rather, but being colourblind, there weren't any tools at the time that were there that could like really help. There you go, look, you can actually see the nail now driven through the side slightly, which is fab. I love that. Okay, this kind of rough look is definitely what I like. to utilise a phrase from the film The Breakfast Club, it pumps my nads. There we go. Which is a great phrase, by the way. And if you've never seen The Breakfast Club, god damn it. What do you do with your life? Great film. Got Judd Nelson in it. Who I believe, wasn't he Billy the Kid in the film Young Guns? I'm sure he was. There we go. It's a great phrase, you know it. Oh my god, I wonder what the noise was. It's raining. Holy, 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 holy. That's a lot of rain. Once I've got these in roughly the right place, I don't like the uniformity of them. It makes me sad, so I'll probably change them a bit. Call me Young Gun! God almighty, John Bon Jovi. He just cut his hair and decided he wanted to look like a cowboy when that film came out. Oh, fair play to him. It was a good film. And the soundtrack was good. I used to play that at my, oh, what do you call it? At the Mayfair, which is where I met your mom, Tabitha. Where I met your mom. Has it just stopped? Wow, we're only a mile and a half from you as well. Okay, let's load up this area with some props. Oh, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if anyone else is listening to this now, because, you know, there's only so much you can listen to. But the word but, if anyone's ever wondered where the word but came from, is also an English creation. And that is a size of a wine barrel, one up from a hogshead, I believe. So there you go, a butt. See, I think that's a little bit too much blur, so I'm going to get rid of that. Come on, sod off. Right. Okay, this is good. This means that we have, you know, stuff. How long have I been doing this for? Holy shit, an hour and a half. Okay, so lovely, because this is totally like knocked off kilter, so it looks like it's been blown in the wind as well, which I like. Okay, I need some dirt. Where will I find some dirt? Well, I'll tell you. Probably, anyway. Got so many things to read, makes my brain hurt. Setting meshes. Okay. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is go to my modes, foliage. I definitely need to change the size of this to 56. You know what's really horrible is that I really like that a lot. It's like weird. Like immediately this is like, oh, I like that. I was just testing the brush, so there you go. I think what I'll do is I'll reduce the size of it again. No worries, darling. Okay, I hope you're feeling much better today. And I've just talked to the people. They don't see there being a problem, you know, with you going and getting it. So it's up to you, but I can arrange it. Yeah, well, that's what I used to make the garden up top there, you see, so the plant brush is always great. It's just a case of like setting it correctly so it doesn't look like bottom holes. There we go. Yeah, I love that. That's made me happy. Okay, so save. I mean, it's intensive on the system, but at the same time it does a flipping amazing result. Okay, mode select. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, yeah. Doing my exercises. Oh yeah, lifting weights. Okay, so I am going to now do a test through of this because I want to make sure that I can get to the island and deliver the power that's going to turn on the lamps. Now there's a quicker way of doing this for me, so I'm going to hit play. Hit F11. Right, so one of the things I've done in the game is I've changed the water, as you can probably see, and I've also thanks Birdie and LS. I've also built several new ways to get to the island because the whole point of my game was that, you know, I wanted to give the player as many choices as possible in this indie game. I'd asked the specialist the other day, LCP. I did send off an email, not an email, a message the other day asking about vaccinations. I can actually check with the consultant rather than the secretary if you want though. So that's entirely up to you. Hang on a second, I'm not even sure if pardon me, I've got a burp on. Right. Now, you only get music here because there's music actually playing inside this. But as I get further away, the music gets quieter because it's inside the cabin. It's just the relaxing music. And instead we get the sea sounds. Woo, sea sounds! Jump. Oh shit. How am I alive? Oh well, not going to knock it. The problem is the sea will probably kill me. I'm dead. Oh well, that didn't go very well, did it? In my own game. Yeah, no problem. Hard work. Oh Jesus. Did it again. I'm out of practice at using my own. Oh no! Crying out loud, Chris. Right, let's try it without dying this time. Oh my god. I'm so bad at playing my own video game. Why? I keep forgetting you have to walk quite carefully sometimes. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Shit. I need to put in some water volume down there. I will eventually get to my own goddamn bloody thing. We'll see. Oh my god, why? Get on the boat this way. No! Oh, Jesus. See, this is why this is a hidden way of doing this. You're not supposed to do it this way. I just put it in for, you know, whatever. Anyway. Oh shit. Right. Made it. Whoa, that's a good start. Okay, let's get slowly. So if you don't want to do the puzzles, okay, for whatever reason, and I can totally understand that, then you have to do it this way. Now, I'm going to cheat, drop off the edge of here, if I can, and that'll take us on our ship, or boat, whatever it is. Now you will notice my health is unreasonably low. Also, this is a very long boat ride. Alright, so while I'm doing that, I need to do some things on another screen, like bring up my email. There we go. Right, so we're on a journey again. You may as well enjoy it. Why not? Toot toot, we're on a boat. Toot toot, on a boat. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to relabel this stream, so anyone who's on it, I really do deeply apologise. But if I'm doing a quick playthrough test, I may as well do it as a playthrough. So it gives me a chance to just re-establish my stream and all that stuff. Okay, so oh god. Also, I might have some more music on the boat. I haven't decided yet. Oh gosh, I'm bushed. Okay then.